Hello YouTubers. Today I will be making a video about Chinchilla Facts. Chinchillas are beautiful creatures and they deserve respect. Now, the first fact is that they are used in fur farms because their fur is so dense and luscious and beautiful. People all over the country just buy them and adopt them only to skin them for their fur. Now that's disgusting. I do not support fur farms, and I love chinchillas, and whoever would do that is just an awful person. I'm sorry. I gotta say that. But anyway, chinchillas are the sweetest domestic pet you could have. But they can be destructive. That's fact number 2. They do this little hopping behavior on walls and doors. You may have seen videos about it. But because of this behavior, they can really destroy your house. You have to have wall protectors. And definitely cord protectors, because they will chew every cord you have. Now, they are extinct in the wild. I'm gonna let you know that. Because of over-farming for their furs and them becoming domestic pets and exporting them from the wild, the wild population is virtually zero. And that's really sad. Now, when it comes to a chinchilla's diet, it's mainly leafy grains, vegetables, and hay. You can supplement the diet with pellets, but many people, pellets are kind of controversial because some people say they don't need them. Some people say that they do them just because they think that they won't get enough nutrition otherwise. But as far as I can tell, pellets are not necessary. But if you want to put pellets in their diet, you can. I'm not against that. Anyway, number 3. They cannot come into contact with water. You can never, ever put your chinchilla in water. Because number 1, the moment they come into contact with the water, that beautiful, luscious fur that they have falls off. All of it. They lose all of their fur if you put them in water. And because of that, it's really bad for them. It can ruin their health too. It can shorten their life if you do that. So instead of water baths, when they get slightly dirty, you can use dust baths. What you do is you buy a plastic dust bath chamber. You can get this at PetSmart, Petco, pretty much any pet store, or online. I saw them on Amazon for like $4. And you put, it's like a charcoalish, ashish, dusty powder, and you put it, put 1 or 2 inches on the bottom of the bath chamber, and they'll go in and they'll roll in it, and that'll be that. That's what they do. And they'll seek it out, too, because they're pretty clean animals. They are religious groomers. So, and they're not dirty by any means. They'll go in there when they think they need it. In fact, some chinchillas can enjoy it a little too much, so you might want to just like put it to where they can access it like once or twice a week. But anyway, number 4 is that they are social animals, and they need more than one animal companion. You are not a substitute for a chinchilla. If you want to get a chinchilla, make sure you get a pair or more, because they want to be with others of their kind. They do not like to be alone, and they can actually get depressed and stop eating. So just make sure you get a pair. If you can't afford a pair, don't get a chinchilla. That's why I can't afford to get a chinchilla right now, because I'm like strapped when it comes to money, because of all the animals that I already have. Sorry about that. So, I would if I could, but I can't. So, I'm not. But I am planning on it in the future. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to afford it. But anyway, back to the video. Oh yeah. Chinchillas, they like to chew everything. I probably already mentioned this, but you have to have chew toys for these guys, because they will chew your wall trimmings, they will chew your cords, they will chew basically anything they can get their little teeth on. So, be sure to accommodate that. Also, I would not recommend them to be free roaming personally, because they do not do good in a free roaming situation, and they actually get more exercise if you keep them in a big enclosure and then take them out for exercise time, like a couple hours a day, and instead of free roaming, because they know where their spots are, and they'll just go to those spots, and they won't do anything all day, because that's their normal space. But if you give them an enclosure and then take them out, they'll want everything is new again, and they'll want to explore all of it. So, and you can make it fun by, like rearranging the toys, or make foraging toys for them to go find, like they would in the wild. So, there's a lot of enrichment opportunities when it comes to food for these guys. Anyway, another thing is, when you get their enclosure, make sure it is not a wire-bottomed cage. And make sure that the chinchilla has enough room. And also make sure that the enclosure is big enough for 2 chinchillas, not just one. Many pet store cages will not do. You have to get, you have to either get like a little playpen, like for dogs. That would work. And what you do is you get a playpen for dogs. You get fleece. You put fleece under it, and then you set up a little you set up their food and their water and their hay, and then yeah, and you make a little litter box for them to do their business in, so that way they don't go in the fleece. And they'll figure it out. And make sure to give them a reward every time they use the litter box, because that entices them to do it. And that way they won't make a mess of your fleece, and you won't have to end up washing your fleece every week. So, anyway, that's all I have on chinchillas today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And check out my Patreon page. Yeah, there's a little quiz that I put on there. Sorry, a poll. And there's a little poll that I put on there. I hope you give me a thumbs up and give me feedback in the comments. If you have a chinchilla, post a picture of your chinchilla in the comments below. And thank you for watching.